It's so cold. Rex! Oh! Gotta stay quiet. Did he hear me? No! Trapped on an Arctic island in freezing cold temperatures, I will have new friends and new deadly foes to take on. I need to get my hands on some of the highest tier loot. I then need to construct a blizzard-proof base, defeat the Ice Queen, and locate the Ice Fortress. Can I unveil all of the island's secrets? My name's the Coffee Fuel Genius, and we're so close to 500k, so hit that subscribe button. Let's go! Day 1. A light blizzard had consumed the mountain. I had to find shelter. I headed towards the trees to start working on the basics, collecting as much wood as I possibly could. My hands were frozen. I had a look at my surroundings, placed down a crafting table, and made a couple of the basic tools I would need to keep moving forward. I collected a little bit more wood and then headed out into the open and waited for the blizzard to calm down. The wind had settled, but frostfall continued. I headed out. It was so cold that I thought I was hallucinating because the penguins I stumbled across started talking to me.
You look cold, mate.
Good one.
Say, fellas, I bet this guy owns that dog.
Wait, that's Rex. Have you seen him?
Yeah, you want to put a lead on that thing? Almost took Barry's flipper off.
I'm so sorry. Wait, where did he go?
Went off that way into the trees.
Thank you. They warned me of the Ice Queen, whoever that is. I headed deep into the woods to look for Rex. I wonder where he could be. Whilst on my hunt, something terrifying happened. A mega blizzard. At first I was confused by the message, but when I looked into the sky, colossal ice blocks were falling. Their thundering thuds shook the ground. This could be it. One of these ice blocks, if they hit me, I could die. The shelter underneath the tree wasn't enough, so I decided to risk it all. I thought if I could break my way through the side of the mountain, I could see shelter inside. Finally some stone. I guess I'm stuck here for the night. I decided to head deep into the cave and do some mining. I finally came across some coal, made a torch, and headed deeper and deeper, collecting resources. I then finally made a stone pickaxe. I then used this to dig deeper and deeper and stumbled across a cave. I found more coal and even some iron. Bingo! I headed towards the heart of the cave, gathering more and more valuable resources. I continued to explore, taking on enemies as they appeared. I was hoping to find something deep within this cave. And then I did. I came across this sort of area with a skeleton's head and a book on the floor. I placed the torches, opened the book, and started reading. Beware, for in these Arctic caves lies a hungry beast. This island has many secrets. Find the Ice Fortress, defeat the Ice Queen. Do this, and you will gain her powers. This island was way more mystical than I thought. I guess it's time to defeat the Ice Queen. But in the meantime, my main goal was to escape the cave before the beast could find me. I ran into a zombie and a creeper and had to quickly escape. I built a small bridge, blocked up the area, then knocked the creeper off. It was time to get out of this cave. I finally escaped and witnessed the devastation caused by the mega blizzard. I then continued up the mountain, but it was far too dark and far too cold to continue, so I made a small base, crafted a furnace, smelted the ores, and then made a small set of stone tools. I then continued to clear the area of any enemies. Once the area was clear, I snacked on some rotten flesh. This wasn't going to be easy. I took a look upon the beautiful night sky and prepared for the journey ahead. Still no sign of Rex, but I had to continue to find the Ice Queen. I grabbed the iron, furnace, and crafting table and then headed deep into the woods, and then I finally made it out the other end. But then I could hear a strange sound. What could it be? Whatever they are, they don't look friendly. Oh, they do serious amounts of damage. I tried to escape, but they were two on my tail, so I had to face them off. Their crystal-like limbs chaotically flailed towards me, and then one let out a scream. I took out the first crystal and decided to face the last one with just 2 hearts. In hardcore Minecraft, I could lose everything in this moment, but with one final strike, I finally defeated the enemy, leaving behind just snowballs. I needed food, and I needed it fast. I found a small bunny hopping about, so I chased him sporadically until I finally managed to strike it down. Yo, hear me out. If you hit that like button, I won't eat the bunny. That is a massive lie. I'm hungry. It was great to finally eat something, but the fight wasn't over. A whole army of these ice monsters were coming towards me. Their whispers were horrifying. I had to get out of here as soon as possible, so I started sprinting down the hill, away from these ghoulish beings. I then came across this frozen stream, and in hopes to find food, I was attacked! Oh no! I can't eat these guys, they're gonna kill me! So I had to run away. Man, I'll be back for you, Moosey. I headed down the frozen stream and grabbed some sugar canes on my way. I'm probably gonna need them later on. I then finally came across some reindeer. I took out my stone sword and started striking them down. It was so good to finally grab some food. I was only on 1.5 hearts. I placed down a furnace and let the food cook. It was gonna be a long night. Exciting things are on their way. The next morning, I grabbed some more sugarcane, headed further downstream, and then got to work collecting as much wood as possible. I pretty much cleared out the whole area of trees because I would need a lot of resources for my blizzard-proof base. I then got to work collecting more resources, sand, stone, basalt, snowballs, all the things I would need. I then headed to the edge of the island, took a step back, and had a look at the huge area that I would build my base. I then planted a few things down on the ground, made myself some armor, and yep, you guessed it, got to work. As you can see, I constructed a small and cozy cabin alongside a small tower, which would allow me to oversee the area. I had a lot more planned. I wanted to build some giant blizzard-proof walls, but I just didn't have the resources yet. I also had planned to build space for my enchantment table, but that comes later. In the meantime, I tried to do some housekeeping, but man, those phantoms are the biggest pain in my backside. Man, look at them, they just never leave you alone. I then stayed up all night and then cleared the area of all enemies. Pretty good work. Lack of sleep, but determined to continue, I worked on an area in which I could grow some sugar canes. Yep, I'd need paper and things to make books, so you know, the usual. And then went and grabbed some seeds and made a small patch in which I could grow wheat. All the things you need to survive. I then aesthetically improved the area with some snowy fences because they look nice, but then things got serious. Nightfall came quicker than I was prepared for, and I almost lost my life. Creepers, strays, and phantoms all at once. With just 3.5 hearts, I would have to think tactically about my next moves. These ghoulish night walkers were closing in, so I had no choice but to retreat back into my base. But then I realized, if I go out the back door, I can ambush them. The first stray. I took him on as quick as possible, blocking his arrow shots, then finding opportunity to strike. The first one down along with a phantom. Now it's time to take out the second. 1 strike, 2 strikes, 3 strikes, and it's all over. Or so I thought. I made some small repairs because the creeper destroyed everything, and then spent the night being attacked by phantoms. But it wasn't all doom and gloom. The next day was here, and it was time to head into the caves because, yep, if you're a fan of the channel, you will be aware of how much I love my mining. I headed deeper and deeper on my hunt for ores, but I completely forgot that I need to make an iron pickaxe, and so I did just that. I constructed it while I stayed cozy by the fire. With the iron pick now made, I got to work collecting these ores and collecting the XP. Oh, I love it so much. But then, yep, you guessed it. Diamonds! Oh, gimme, 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 gimme. I love these babies. I then carried on collecting as many ores as possible. Shower me in XP! I love mining! Sorry about that. I defended against some creepers, and then I came across something. I heard a sound. Wait, that's Rex! What are you doing down here? Jeez. I fed Rex some rotten flesh and then gave him some bones. Finally a friend on this lonely journey. Me and Rex continued to explore the caves, and then we stumbled across something mysterious. There seemed to be an illuminated corridor with something glowing on the other side. I quickly headed down. I discovered there was a hidden door, but it opened. What? There was a crystal inside.
Hello, adventurer.
Wait, what are you doing all the way down here?
I have been trapped here for centuries by the Ice Queen.
Wait a minute, you know the Ice Queen? Can you take me to her?
Oh, yes. I can take you to her, but first you'll need to kill 2 nether trolls. Once they're gone, I will take you to the Ice Queen herself.
Okay, deal.
Here, take what's in the chest. You may need it.
The crystal had gifted me the ice bow. Its glass-like craftsmanship allowed for streamlined arrow shots that would slow down my enemies. I thanked the crystal and headed out. I would need obsidian before I could head to the nether, so I made a small pit stop, made a bucket, and made a bunch of diamond tools. It was time to head out and find that obsidian. I finally came across a bunch of lava. I headed in very delicately, but I made a grave mistake and got myself trapped. Oh no! I'm on fire! This could be it! can't die now. Oh no. Oh, wait a minute. I've got a water bucket. I'm such an idiot. I then got to work collecting as much obsidian as possible. The Ice Queen was just around the corner. However, I had to head back to my base. Once I had surfaced, I cleared the area of strays and made it home. But then I realized I didn't have any food. So I tried to capture some reindeers and ended up riding them. Did you know you could ride reindeers? That's completely new to me. So I got way too excited, so I started working on a reindeer farm. So I rode these bad boys all the way back. It was so handy not needing a lead. And then started capturing them. Finally, a real source of food. I fed them both some wheat, watched them do their thing, and then make a baby. Look at him, he's kind of ugly. The next day, while my food was cooking, I headed out to build my nether portal. Nothing fancy, I just needed to head to the nether as soon as possible. I'll decorate it later, I'm sure. Once the portal was built, I made a flint and steel and then crafted the rest of my diamond armor. Look how drippy I look. Now I have fully fledged diamond armor, but the next would be to enchant it. But in the meantime, it was time to head to the nether. Here we go, time to find those trolls. What? What is this place? I was terrified. It seemed to be some sort of citadel. The Striders warned me of the trolls inside. I knew I was in the right place, but they were dangerous. I headed over and started walking through the paths. I hate the Nether so much. Like, it's the most terrifying place ever. I then finally came across the first troll. He was colossal. I headed up the stairs to face him. Here he comes! I ran down the stairs. It was time to fight the troll. The first shot blocked. Strike. And again. One last final strike should take him down. Yes! Okay, the first troll down. With the troll defeated, I did a little bit of exploring, and this place was rammed with loot. I'm talking like unlimited gold, a bunch of ancient debris, loads of building blocks, everything that I would need back in the overworld. But then I was ambushed by snow guardians. The Ice Queen must have sent them. I took them on. Their icicle-like bones shattered as my sword struck them. I then discovered the second troll. The troll was powerful and took a lot of damage, but with intelligent counterattacks, I managed to defeat this beast. Ha! Take that. I then continued up the stairs and was once again ambushed by the Ice Queen's assassins, but nothing was too much for me, and I managed to shatter these icicle beasts. I stole the Guardian's helmet and then grabbed some nether wart, investigated the maze-like corridors, and then headed back to the nether portal. We did it. The Striders thanked me. I then headed back through the portal and back home. Once I made it back, I stored all of my things in a chest and then thought it was about time I try and get a bed. So I headed out to try and find some sheep. I ventured over the island through thick and thin and all sorts of different weather until I came across this village. But they weren't the happiest of people. I mean, look at that face. So I decided to leave these villagers alone and find sheep. Sorry guys, but me needs sleepy time, and for that I'm gonna need all of your wool. Finally, enough wool to make a bed. I made it back and constructed this fluffy little mattress. The next day, I prepared the area for, yep, you guessed it, the enchantment table. The cozy enchantment table area was built. I then crafted the enchantment table and placed it inside. Thank God I found that blackstone in the nether. I then surrounded the enchantment table with bookshelves, but then I realized I didn't have enough XP to enchant, so I headed back into the nether to do some XP collection. I did run into some trouble, and I almost burned alive, but using my ice bow, I managed to freeze these floating ghasts and take them out. This bow was way more powerful than I could have ever imagined. I then continued with XP collection. I love that twinkly sound, but it was time to head back. I made it home and got to work enchanting. I enchanted everything, including my ice bow, and then I got a lovely night's sleep. The next morning, I finally took some time to build these giant walls around my base. This would keep me safe from those evil strays late at night. I just want to say thank you to each and every single one of you for watching my videos. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Anyway, back to madness. The Ice Queen had sent more Snow Guardians. She really wants me dead, but I was too powerful and took them on. Or so I thought. These guys almost took me out in just a few hits. Whew, that was close. I ate up some food and struck down the last one. Whew. But then the Alpha Yeti appeared. What is that? This monster was giant in stature, and my bows weren't penetrating his skin. This was going to be difficult. I sliced the beast, taking off some white fur, and he was enraged. This beast was in no mood for a haircut, but I carried on anyway, fighting the Alpha Yeti. Slice after slice, I was striking this beast down, but then he picked me up and launched me high into the sky. Feather falling absorbed the impact, and now finally my bows were doing damage. It was time to finish off the Yeti. Whew, I did it. And then I picked up all of its remains. I headed back and displayed its head as a trophy. Hopefully no more Yetis will attack me now, huh? I then headed into the base and used the Yeti's fur to construct a Yeti horned helmet. Looked pretty cool if you ask me. I then made my way back to the crystal to tell him I had taken out the nether trolls, but I ran into some trouble. The beast I'd read about earlier in the book was guarding the cave. I thought I could sneak past, but then things turned south quickly. He noticed me! There was no way I was taking this thing head on. I tried to escape, firing my bow shots and dodging his icicle blasts. But it was no match! He froze me! I could lose my life here in Minecraft Hardcore. Oh, I tried to run away, but then he chased me. I would have no choice but to fight this beast. Its giant paws struck me down and almost took my life. I would have to keep tactically escaping and eating my food, then picking my shots to damage the Frostmaw. Just 2 hearts. This could be it. I ran away, ate some more food, and once again headed back in to cause some damage. Nothing seemed to hurt this beast. I was being attacked left, right, and center. My next move was a mistake. This monster encased me in ice and started striking me down. I shook myself free from the ice and then headed back with ice bombs that the Yeti had dropped. This seemed to work. I was doing it. I was defeating the Frostmaw. I couldn't believe it. I killed this mythical monster. I couldn't believe it. He dropped some sort of crystal, and when I picked it up, it didn't seem to work. I guess I'd have to defeat the Ice Queen to obtain its abilities. Next step, back to the crystal. I said goodbye to my base and headed down. But once I had made it, the crystal was nowhere to be seen. Where did he go? He seemed to have left a note, hovering above the chest. I picked it up. The note informed me that Crystal was going to meet me by the icebergs, and then he would take me to the Ice Queen. Strange behavior, but he did leave me some great armor and some great gear inside the chest. Just what I need to defeat the Ice Queen. It was time to head back, head home, and then construct a boat. I know where the icebergs are, and it's not going to be easy. It was time to head out. I tiptoed across ice and made it to the edge of the island, said goodbye, and hopped in. I opened up the sail and let the wind take me. But then something horrific happened. The ocean began to freeze over. My boat wasn't going to make it. What was happening? I had no choice but to hop out and have a look around. And that's when I realized the crystal had betrayed me. What are you doing?
You were a fool to trust me.
Where am I? Wait a minute. That's the Ice Fortress. Oh, I'm trapped here. I guess I have no choice but to face the Ice Queen. The closer I got, the more nervous I became. This could be the end of my legacy on this Arctic island. But I headed in anyway. Here she comes. I prepared for battle. My bow shots were useless, and then she summoned ice crystals to try and attack me. I took them both out, and then began fighting the Ice Queen. I focused on elevation. If I could close the space between myself and the Queen, I would have a better chance at taking this monstrosity down. The ice sword was sharp, and I was striking at the Queen, causing a little bit of damage. It froze her. She was angry. She started flying towards me and knocked me off. I took a little bit of damage, but I was persistent. Nothing would stop me from defeating this Ice Queen. Her arms flailed in rage as she poured snow from her skin. I started firing bow shots. Finally, they started doing damage. I had come so far and I wasn't going to stop now. I continued to attack the Ice Queen. She was chasing me, but with a counterattack, I had defeated the Ice Queen. The land was free. Ooh, she also dropped this really cool bow. The sneaker bow can find its target no matter where you shoot. Thank goodness, because my accuracy is terrible. I also unlocked the crystal's abilities. I could create an ice whirlwind of my own. I guess you could say I'm in charge now, huh? Although that reindeer really didn't deserve that. Oh well. I used the ice crystal to find my way home. Once I made it back, I placed the Ice Queen's head upon my base. We'd done it, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, I cannot believe I freed this Arctic island and picked up some pretty insane loot. I then finished off my giant walls with a small tower in the corner, because it was really bugging me that I didn't do it earlier. Thank you so much for watching. my name's the Coffee Fuel Genius, and we achieved my 3 goals. If you enjoyed the video, please click that like button. As always, have a great day. Peace.